It's so interesting. I made a video talking about this very exact subject that we're going to talk about today. Or, well, why in my last video, I made this one 2 weeks ago, and it said, don't do this, artist. And what this video is talking about is this exact situation, which is right here. It says wire hands hard to draw. Here's what actually fixes them. But it's not this actual tutorial that bothered me, but what actually bothered me was the fact that in these type of posts that you'll normally see, it's always an X and then a green check mark. It's pretty much the equivalent of, hey, artist, you shouldn't be doing this. Instead, you need to actually do this because what you were previously doing is actually wrong. And realistically, no, it's more of a, who are you to tell artists, to tell people that you shouldn't do this and you should instead be doing this? And my video pretty much encapsulate the whole reason why you probably shouldn't be doing some of this stuff and why you shouldn't be telling artists this. But guess what? Guess what? Some people just can't help it. They have to go and make stuff like this. And that's what today's big art drama is. Yep. This user right here, this artist said, stop drawing flat. And then a red X mark. And so pretty much they say here, don't draw this. Don't draw this. Don't be drawing that. And definitely don't draw that. Instead, do it this way. And this way. Oh, this way looks super fire, right? And you need to make sure your eyes are looking like this. They're pretty much saying, hey, you guys you're making your art look bad this way. Don't be, it's unnecessary. It's uncalled for. Do the green checkmark version instead. And then they started talking about the bottom, use constructions to build your characters, etc., and then understand the basic anatomy of animals. And then they talked about get their free guide, their ebook, video course, etc. And again, this got 17.9 million views, of course 17k likes, and they got clowned on, they got roasted, you name it. So many people were replying to this. We got this banger right here. Don't draw Sonic like that. How about you draw Sonic like this instead? That's the proper, correct technique. Am I right or am I right? Look at that. It gives me reminiscent vibes to the original 3D Sonic from when they showed the first trailer for the movie. Oh, chef's kiss. But we're not done yet. Just continue. There's a lot of great artists out there that really want to nail home how to do a proper, something that looks really good, something that has depth. So let's look at this banger. Yeah, who that gingerbread man to the left? Ain't no way, dog. Ain't no way. That's the gingerbread man that I'm looking for. God, I wish more artists were drawing like this. I don't want to see that ugly flat drawing. That is disgusting. Oh, get it out of my eyes. Oh, you think that this little Digimon on the left looks cute? Wrong. No, the one on the right looks beautiful. All right, look at those eyes. They're staring at my soul. I could just look at them and oh, beautiful. This is what I'm talking about, man. This looks so. I can't even keep a straight face saying it. It's just so intriguing seeing every time. And this is the first time I think that one of these don't draw this, draw like this instead has really taken off on like Twitter, and just seeing so many artists just reply back and clap back at how absurd it is. And don't worry, the original post, he responded to it. He made his follow-up, which in my opinion isn't correct, and we'll dissect that soon. But this is the whole reason why I say things like in the last video, talking about why you shouldn't do things like this, because again, there are many different ways to draw things and there's no inherently right or wrong way. There are different art styles for everybody, and there's different techniques, there's different methods, and that's going to be a whole nother video that I'll be releasing after this one that talks about that as well, because it's just insane. But again, we're not done, not even close to done. Let's see what else we got. Got this one right here, got this on the left. No sir, buddy. That one correct. This one, Chowder. I don't think many people remember Chowder. I'm probably feeling old right now. I'm probably feeling super old saying Chowder. But you got Chowder on the left. Wrong. Chowder on the right. Yes, sir. Another one, Cult of the Lamb. That. Actually, this. I really like this. I I really like this one. This was a banger. This was so fucking good to show how absurd this actually is. But yeah, I mean, like, part of the reason I'm showing this is just, first of all, to just recognize just different artists, but on top of that, just to really highlight how absurd this original post is. And hopefully, if you're an artist who watches this video, then maybe you'll think twice before you do something stupid like, don't draw this instead. Because again, this really highlights just how important different variations of art styles are, and how some things can work for one style but not for another. But let's continue. Another one, Morgana, Persona 5. And then we got this guy. I actually don't know where he's from. I've seen his design before, but I actually don't know where. And then this one, of course, is, you know, what I preach as well too. So stop portraying different styles as wrong just to feel better. A flat cartoonish style still has its value. And yeah, I mean, that's realistically what it can boil down to, right? At the end of the day, everybody has different art styles, and there's no inherently right or wrong way to approach something. Everyone has their own style. I guess you could say technically, if you want to go through a technical lens, you want to become an art snob and say, actually, that artist is pretty correct. There are, you know, flat is just not, it just doesn't look good. If you want to go that route, sure, by all means, go off, King. But in the grand scheme of things, art is so universal, and art has so many different variations, approaches, that you can't really say one is right and one is wrong. And the thing is, when I saw the way that this artist replied back to how people received his tutorial, it was just intriguing. So his response was this. He says, I don't have anything against flat styles. They're great. This was just to show stronger shape contrast and add depth when needed. Title could have been clear. Brother, there's more wrong with this than just title. I don't know why people can't grasp the fact that when you say stop drawing flat, and then you put an X and you put a check mark, you are signaling to anyone who is looking at this post that if they draw like on the left, that is bad, and that if you draw on the right, that is good. You use red as a negative connotation and then green as a positive connotation. And so it's going to reaffirm to someone that, hey, they look at the red, they see that, they're gonna be like, oh man, that's bad. I shouldn't be drawing like that. And then on the green, they're like, oh, I should be drawing like that. That is actually good. Trying to say that you don't have anything against flat styles and that they're great, that's not really how it's portrayed here. If you're really trying to show that, then instead, this post should have been an example comparison showing different art styles and just showing what the difference between them are, instead of saying X bad, checkmark good. Like, that's really what it's boiled down to. Instead, you should be showing just different art styles in general, saying here are the different types of art styles and here's what they look like, instead of trying to do a compare and contrast and trying to say one is right and one is wrong. But team down, someone says the way you explain your opinions and teachings make that look like the case. Perhaps if you rewrite what you said in other words. Because low-key, it's kind of rude towards flat artists. Also, you kind of use Gravity Falls art style like a bad example in one of your tutorials. And they said, wasn't my intention to offend anyone. I like flat styles too, Gravity Falls included. I was just talking about different approaches / styles. See that post, which that doesn't really imply that. This is not talking about different types of styles. It's not even doing anything of that caliber. If it was, then this post would have never taken off, by the way. Like, let's make that clear as well. If that was genuinely the case, and that was your intention, then people would have never had any issues with the post. But as we have seen really popular now in the art community, there are a lot of people who feel the need to try and preach and do their own teachings and push it on everybody else as the right way to do things and the wrong way to do things. And that is just stupid. That's actually just legitimately dumb. So continuing on, they said, I know that, Mitch, but even if it wasn't your intention, people got mad about the way you said it and the way you handled. I don't judge you for a bad word in your opinions and teach those. Everyone commits mistakes. I would say to do clarify your statements now, though. There's still time for that. Better than having a negative reputation for various artists. Many people love your work, including me. Saw a lot of your videos on YouTube. It kind of hurts to hear before I knew it wasn't the intention that you didn't support flat drawings. I personally would just apologize and wouldn't say to literally stop drawing flat, like it's wrong, and using other people's art styles as an example. I imagine that you personally wouldn't like that. And they said, yeah, I get that. The wording and visual is too strong. The goal is just to show contrast and not put styles down. And again, yeah, you missed the mark greatly. You missed the mark usually. But did they make a statement? Last I checked, no, but we'll take a look towards the later end of this video. But continuing on, another person said, I think the title wasn't the only problem. The thing is, some examples weren't improvements of a single style, but two styles completely different. They said, I can understand that. It was meant to show contrast in shape and avoid parallel lines, not to compare or replace styles. The examples are just there to make the idea clear. And so you got a bunch more people going down in the comments, pretty much replying to his post, saying, yeah, I feel like people definitely assume the worst of your post from what I'm seeing so far. It should be assumed that the tips are for people who actually want their art to look more like the correct one. And that's the problem, right? Let's be real here. There is no correct one. And that is the biggest issue. And yeah, people are going to assume the worst because it's the language that is being used, it is being seen. And if you don't make a correction, because one of the ways on Twitter that it works, as far as I still think it works that way, is if you make a reply to your own post, it's going to be at the top. But they haven't even done that, which I think is them pretty much just saying, hey, I don't care. Who cares? Not my problem, which I think is a pretty bad way to go about it, in my personal opinion. But yeah, you pretty much got everyone else is saying the same thing, and it's what I was saying earlier. It says stop drawing flat X. Drawing things 3 is actually a lot similar to most things. You should give it a try. Check mark. You literally says stop drawing flat X. Yeah. Like, I don't know what you expect, genuinely speaking, whenever you put an X and then a check mark. And when you go through here, the only thing that they put is, I don't have anything against flat styles. They're great. This was just to show stronger shape contrast, and I definitely needed. The title could have been clearer. That's literally all they added on here. And they added that only 5 days after this was going on and things were taken off. So, yeah. It's just so intriguing. I try to highlight this so that artists think twice before they try and go and hit the record button, or they try and go and make some example images to show what they think is right and what they think is wrong. Because at the end of the day, bro, there is no such thing. All right, there's such thing as just drawing what you like, drawing what style you prefer. If you want to go draw flat, then go off, king. Who cares? It's your drawing, it's your art. You're the only one that's going to enjoy it. It's your process. It's what you want to make, not what some random person on the internet thinks that you should draw. All right. But yeah, I just want to talk about this.